we know about the fourth estate, and I was very critical of the kind of journalism they did. Sulemana, Braimah, Manasseh, Azuri. So they started the fourth estate. And we told you that this kind of journalism, which is somebody told me, it doesn't really work, you see. So they did this, somebody told me, and then they got into trouble with Lighthouse. Now, when we finish, we'll show you the Lighthouse crusade is to whom, and then you see the kind of Healing Jesus Crusade, and you see the kind of work that the church does. Now, I'm not a member of the church. I have to put that on record. I've been a long-time admirer of Bishop Dag Heward-Mills and Bishop E.A.T. Saki. There's no doubt about that. But I'm not a member of the Lighthouse Church. But I look at, I'm concerned about this because of the kind of journalism that we have been complaining about, that then now tips over into religion and dealing with religious people in a manner that does not reflect the basis and the truism of the principles of journalism. And this is carried out all the time. Fourth estates, Sulemana, Braimah, Manasseh, they do this all the time. I'm delighted that at least some people are now challenging them that you cannot practice journalism in this way. Journalism is not I catch you. It's an intellectual exercise. Okay, so let's go to the writ. So this writ has been issued. It's a writ in defamation, isn't it? It's a high court. Lighthouse Chapel is suing as follows. First defendant, Manasseh, Azuri, Awuni, Edwin, Apia, Suleiman, Braimah, Media Foundation for West Africa. Now that's what makes me the saddest the most. This Media Foundation for West Africa, it makes me very sad. Because you see, Media Foundation for West Africa was set up by Kwame Karikari, Professor Kwame Karikari, one of the legendary names in journalism, one of those who put out his time, his effort, and his brain to fight for the media freedom from the School of Communication Studies. Kwame Karikari comes from the stables of Professor P. Viansa, from Bonakumsin, Professor Odrigajepo. Now, these are the guys on the ivory tower who fought hard, wrote hard, so that we get media freedom, media pluralism. Kwame Karikari set out Media Foundation for West Africa. I can assure you that since this organization was set up, it's never been sued in this kind of suits, defamation, that they've said something that's not true. That's not Kwame Karikari's standard. I don't know what he himself thinks about it, but somehow I don't know whether he's happy or he's not happy with it. But those of us who grew in the media 20 years ago, we saw Kwame Karikari's work. Sulemana, Braimah is dissipating Kwame Karikari's work. Sulemana, Braimah has personalized the thing. He's dissipating it. Sulemana, Braimah is lowering the standards of the West Africa Media Foundation. Sulemana, Braimah has crashed journalism ideas. It must stop so that the young people can learn. So they are in court. They have to answer questions. I'm going to open up the writ and you will see the kinds of things they publish. I don't know how the court will rule. For now, they are defendants. They will have to defend themselves. Maybe they will succeed. Maybe they will not succeed. But I'll show you the kinds of things that they were saying, for which reason they are where they are. And we knew that they will get to this point. Right from where it go, we knew they will get to this point. Okay, so let's go to the details. So Bishop Dag and co are saying as follows, that they are the plaintiffs and they describe themselves in paragraph 1. In paragraph 2, they continue to describe themselves. I like paragraph 3 because it's interesting. Let's read paragraph 3. It says, it is common knowledge, for instance, that the plaintiff's founder, originally a medical doctor by profession, is also a best-selling author of over 30 million copies of his books in print with translations in more than 52 international languages. Now, you know why this is important? Let me explain on this camera. You know why this is important? This is important because when you sue in libel, you have to demonstrate that you have a reputation. You have to demonstrate that this reputation is being undermined. That's the whole point about defamation. So that, quote and unquote, if you defame anybody at all, really, you don't have to pay much, even if the court comes to the conclusion that this is defamation. If the person is an anybody at all, you don't have to pay much. If the person is a somebody, you are in trouble because defamation goes to the root of reputation. And for developed countries and advanced people like what Ghana has become, reputation is very, very important. People's business runs on reputation. People's image and their work runs on reputation. So when somebody is suing in defamation, usually he will publish his reputation. He will say that this is my reputation that you have damaged. And that happens in paragraph 3. Let's read it again. It is common knowledge and reputation must always be such that, let me go here. Reputation must always be such that you should... it should be something that has common knowledge. Your reputation cannot be hidden. You can't say that I have a reputation in Kojok room that I'm the strongest person and nobody knows about it. If you have a reputation that you're a strong boxer, you are Zuma Nelson, you have won the WBC title. If you have a reputation that you're a great footballer, you are Betty Pele, you're captain of the Black Stars, that's the reputation. Reputation is always a matter of common and public knowledge. So let's look at what Dag Heward-Mills is saying. That's why they begin with this sentence. It is common knowledge, for instance, that the plaintiff's founder, originally a medical doctor by profession, is also a best-selling author of over 30 million copies of his book. So when you damage Bishop Dag Heward-Mills, You are damaging this reputation. 30 million copies of books have been sold. I cry for Manasseh Azuri if he's supposed to lose this case. If he loses this case, I cry for him. Sulemana, Braimah, if you lose this case, you will learn a lesson. That the work that you have come to join, the reputation people have built in, you don't just jump into it and gossip around trees and go and stand somewhere and gossip on that tree, go to Dom Level and gossip. Today is your last day. Gossiping. Today is your last day. The man has sold 30 million copies of a book. You are damaging his reputation. He has sued you. Today is your last day. The gossip is over. Gossiping under tree. You won't read a book and write. You are gossiping under trees. Gossiping. That's the journalism they do. Gossiping. Today you will see. Okay. It is common knowledge, for instance, that the plaintiff's founder, originally a medical doctor by profession, is also a best-selling author of over 30 million books in print, and they have evidence of that too. Lighthouse have record. If the court were to ask them to bring a record of the 30 million, they have it. Don't joke with them. They have the record that he has sold 30. It's a matter of record. They'll show it to the court. This is the reputation. You are going to, if you lose the case, it's a big if you lose the case, you're going to pay how much? Okay, we'll see. All right. The author has sold over 30 million copies of his book in print with translations in more than 52 international languages. He's also one of the most seasoned, renowned, and a reputable religious leader of Ghana, whose impact on the plaintiff has made plaintiff and his partner Lighthouse Church a global icon. Further, through annual conferences organized by the plaintiff in Accra, dubbed Give Thyself Holy, over 10,000 pastors and church leaders from over 40 countries in all 5 continents of the world come to Accra each year to listen to the teachings and learn from the books written by the plaintiff's founder, relating to the plaintiff's model of church growth and church management. The kind of reputation that Lighthouse are alleging in this document, if they were to prove it in court, whoever is on the other side of the defamation rate, who loses the case, Manasseh, Azuri, Sulemana, Braimah, Fourth Estate, if they are to lose this case, they are in serious trouble. Okay, let's move on. Let me move on quickly. It is the plaintiff's contention that the relationship of the plaintiff and his founder is also closely fused and inseparable. That an attack on the plaintiff leader is as good as an attack both directly and indirectly against the plaintiff. Okay, so the lawyers are building their case. They are saying that, don't try and say that the Mills is different from Lighthouse, so the publication was against Lighthouse. They are linking the two. In terms of image, the two are linked. They are really linking the two. That's why when people see something on social media, Metro TV, they call me. It's not because I am Metro TV. There's Metro TV, there's Paul Adom Otochere, but the image of the two are completely linked. If I do something on the road right now, something happens, they will say, Metro TV's, it will come before my name comes. That's what the lawyers are saying. It happens to all of you. Those of you who work at Guinness, those of you who work at Joy FM, those of you who work at everywhere. It is linked. Your corporate image and your personal image are almost always certainly linked. And that's what the lawyers are alleging here. It is the plaintiff's contention that, okay, blah, 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 we read that. 6, the first, second, and third defendants are respectively the editor, co-editor, executive director, that is Manasseh Azuri, Sulemana, Braimah, Edwin Appiah, and the newspaper. They operate under the banner of the guise of the fourth defendant, all of whom are authors of a website set up or caused to be set up by them on the World Wide Web system of internet entitled The Fourth Estate, and its address is www.fourthestate. Forgive me, but I have to comment on this. Fourth Estate is such an important, nice name. I mean, I was excited when a newspaper calls it the Fourth Estate. But if you want to call yourself Fourth Estate, you immediately impose a burden on yourself to do quality work. Once you call yourself Fourth Estate, you have imposed a burden on yourself to do quality work. You don't call yourself a Fourth Estate and do this kind of decrepit work. Sorry. Okay. At all material times, the said website has been open to general access by any other user of the World Wide Web, with hundreds of thousands of followers on the social media handles or platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. The defendants taught themselves as or claim to be promoters of independent and critical research-based journalism that prioritizes quality, investigative, and in-depth reporting, as well as transparency, accountability, and due process in the quest. Now, this is very important. The defendants, Manasseh, Azuri, and Co, they say that they are critical, research-based journalism. Is that research-based journalism? You get to the written. See, research-based journalism is that Oko Mensah told me that Howard Mills said that, and you come and publish. That's critical research-based journalism. I mean, viewers, forgive me, but is that critical? That's what they call. You see, they just bandy words about. They think that this work is just talking. It's not talking, no. It is doing the work. When you do the work, people will see the work. It's not just talking. It's not. You have to learn. You have to read. You have to analyze it. You don't just come, I'm a journalist, and then you have some bag and you have some camera hidden inside, I'm a journalist. No. Look at the editor of the Times of England. Look at the editor of the New York Times. Watch CNN. That's journalism. You have to think. You have to read. You have to come with the information. You have to come with the analysis. Recently, one of my boys, he's here, he told me that 15 January is the 30th anniversary of the overthrow of the Buzia administration. Many Ghanaians don't know about that. What are we doing? Since then, he's had sleepless nights. Every time he brings me research that he has done, we're going to release that documentary, you will clap. When you see that documentary, you will clap. That's work. You don't come and go and gossip. You go to some, what did that girl say? Is it true that he has, no. That's not journalism. Please. Okay. Let's move on. On the issue of the Fourth Estate, dated 23rd April, writing under the bold headline, Darkness in a Lighthouse Part 1, Pastors Recount Abuse and Trauma. Herein after the first publication, referred to as the first publication, the defendants publish or cause to be published of and concerning the plaintiff and of and concerning the plaintiff in the way of the plaintiff's profession as a Christian organization, the following defamatory words. This is where the deal is. 1. Darkness in a Lighthouse, Pastors Recount Abuse and Trauma. 2. 6 ministers of God labored for a cumulative 42 years and 5 months without the payment of their pension contributions. There is some darkness in the Lighthouse Chapel International. This is what Sulemana Braimah and his cohorts, Manasseh, Azuri, this is what they published about Lighthouse. They said 6 ministers of God labored for a cumulative 42 years. It's already been found that this is not true. SNIT has already said this is not true. You publish something like this. Now, how can you even publish this without going to SNIT? Because it is very basic. It's fundamental. It's right. You know that SNIT is the owner of pensions, the owner of the pension scheme, and the owner of the documentation. So I'm a journalist. Somebody comes to me and says that I've worked for Lighthouse 42 years. My pension has not been paid. What do? I go to SNIT. That look, and you have freedom of information. These are the people who push the freedom of information. Manasseh, Azuri, they push it. They don't even know how to use it. They were shouting, bring freedom of information, bring freedom. They don't even know how to use it. In fact, they don't intend to use it. They just want to talk. That's what they do. I'm hoping I'm wrong. But from the way they behave, that's what they do. They just want to talk. They just talking. They're just gossiping. Nothing. You people said you want Freedom of Information Act. Freedom of Information Act has come. SNIT is a public organization. You can use the Freedom of Information Act to get information from SNIT to make your story sacrosanct. No, you don't. Because of hatred. And I was going to say another word. I won't say it. Thank you. Okay. So you go and publish something that you can easily ascertain the records from SNIT. And go to SNIT and say that Bishop Manasseh says that he has worked for Lighthouse for 42 years. He has not been paid his pension. Can you clarify this? If SNIT doesn't respond, you very well know what to do under the Act. You can write to SNIT and quote the Act. You can invoke portions of the Act and tell SNIT that you need to answer this question. SNIT will bring you the information. When SNIT has brought you the information, then it is due for publication. This is day one of journalism school. I didn't go there. They did. You people, Braimah, Manasseh, you went to journalism school. I didn't go to journalism school. I just know it. Everybody who has common sense knows this. You go to journalism school, the basic thing, you didn't learn it. You stand under a tree and gossip. That's what they do. Where is Dom Level? Say hello to him. Your gossiping partner. You see, so this is the problem. You have 42 years. They said, so you go and publish. Then the court says that, wait a minute, bring SNIT in. SNIT, come and tell us. SNIT come and they said, no, it's not true. It's not true. So what are you going to do? The man has sued you in defamation. So it's not true. The thing that Manasseh told you, it is not true. And you have published it. You say you are a journalist. You say you are doing independent critical work. Manasseh tells you something. There's a state institution like SNIT. You don't go there. You say you are Sulemana Braimah. You are what? West Africa Foundation. I'm sorry for Professor Kwame Kaikai. I'm very sorry for him. Anyway. So these are the matters that they have to explain in the courts. They will see. I mean, I don't know whether they are guilty or not. I don't know. But they will see. Okay. There are more silent victims among the 111 bishops and over 2,300 pastors of Lighthouse. Okay, they say that as well. The Kodesh, the headquarters of the church, which is painted black and white, starkly contrasting colors like a depiction of right and wrong. I don't even know why they wrote that the Kodesh is painted black and white and it's stuck. Oh, Charlie. Anyway, while the church, they also published this, while the church was quick to deduct tithe, it was slow in paying his pension contributions. In effect, the church took what belonged to God, but denied Caesar what was Caesar. when Jesus Christ said that give to God what is God's and give to Caesar what is Caesar, they didn't even understand it. They don't understand it. Look at what they are using. Caesar is the pastor. So